sitting inside Illustrator, and here I've got a bitmap. I brought it in from Photoshop. It's a bitmap image. It's not vectorized, just a normal bitmap image inside. Brought it in from Photoshop, sitting inside here. I really like this branch and I want to use it in my design. But I'm in Illustrator and I want to build vectors. I want to build some paths. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this bitmap, drag it into my brushes panel, and it says to me, what sort of brush do you want to build from this? I want to build, and I think, I hope I get this bit right, because I haven't done this demo for a while. I think it's an art brush. Brush your fingers. And it says my image is very high res, so yeah, okay, that's fine. So here I get the brush, and I can design my brush. I'm going to stretch it between these guides, and I'm just going to pull this guide in a little bit, so that bit's always at the end. I'm just going to pull this guide in a little bit, so that bit's always the end, and then just let's click OK. And then I'm just going to grab, I don't know, maybe my pen tool, and now I'm just going to, actually let's grab the pencil, let's grab the brush tool. This will do. No? Oh. No. Sorry, 2 secs. Oh, this will do. No, I'm going to use the brush. Okay, ready? And not only that, it's still a Bezier path, so I can still come in. Well, I've made a bit of a mess of it here. I can still come in and adjust all of these, all of these points and move it around. That's now a path. Is that cool?
Cool.
Okay, that's sort of pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, I'll close that one down. Let me show you. Another one inside here that's sort of pretty cool. Just open this up inside Photoshop. How many of you have got a mobile phone that takes a photo? Oh, come on, only 3? There's heaps more. All of you have got a mobile phone that takes on your phone you can take a photo. And how many of you in the past, when you take a photo with your mobile phone or your tablet, you aim it at something, how many of you get this problem? Blur. Try and hold the phone still. It's a nightmare. So what do you do with images like that? You trash them. When you go out, you take 50 photographs, you go back to the studio, you open up the photographs, and you trashed 46 of them, and you use the 4 that are good. Or you could do something maybe like this. So what I'm going to do now is go up under filters to sharpen. In fact, I might just convert it for smart filters first. I don't know if you guys don't do this. You should convert for smart filters on any object. If you've got a layer and you want to apply filters to it, if you apply a filter, it's destructive. In other words, it changes it forever. That layer's changed. You can't go back and alter that layer unless you bring in a new version of the layer or something. If you go convert to smart object, you can make as many changes to that layer as you like and go back and change them later, undo them, take them off as easy. So I'm going to go convert to smart layers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up underneath filter, and underneath sharpen, you'll notice that there is a new one here called shape reduction. Shape reduction. All I'm going to do is I'm going to open up shape reduction, and I'm going to go and have coffee. What shape reduction does is it goes in and looks at the image and it identifies the area in a particular area of the image that the camera has moved. Okay, so this is where you've moved the camera. And in fact, it's a bit hard to see on this projector, but let me zoom in on it and see if it shows. So on the image here, do you notice, I don't know if it's not showing up on the projector, but from that dot there's actually a trail, like a light grey trail that heads down here, which shows where the camera has moved. You can't see it. Yeah, you can't see it on the projector, but it's on my screen. Okay. What it then does is it repairs the image to do that. But the thing is, sometimes cameras don't all shake the same way. You would think that when you shake a camera, it's just all the same. Well, it's not, because things that are different distances from the camera, and there's also, roll and yaw and all of those other weird things that you can do with, like twisting your camera around. Things at different distances will appear differently. So what you then are able to do is, if there's another area that you want to clean up, you can go and select another area and you get another little mass thing here. It's showing me slightly, you can't see this on there, it's showing me a slightly different trail for that area of the image. So if you do an image, see a lot of people will come in, just hit shape reduction, look at it and go, oh, didn't really fix it that well, and then give up. But what you need to do is you need to look around the image and go, okay, here's another patch down here that could be a little bit sharper, let's add another one on there. And you can go around the image, you can do as many of those as you like, you've got some fine controls over it, and then when you click OK, it will then apply all of those to your finished image. Don't just do it once and walk away and go, oh, it didn't work with my image. Make sure that you sort of look at different areas of that image that do it. Sort of cool? Pretty cool. Okay, let me show you some other things inside Photoshop before I go back to the sort of web stuff again. So, I'm going to use this one. Actually, I'll use this one here. Okay, so I've got an image here that's pretty typical of the sort of shot you get from a photographer who comes into the studio, but you want to sharpen it up a bit. And the problem I hope this will show on the projector. Sometimes the projector's not clear enough to show the detail of the image, but we'll see how we go. So we'll see how we go. So on this particular image, the trouble with sharpening this, if I wanted to get more detail on her face, but you'll notice that the background here is sort of this out of focus, nice blurry look. So if I just sort of come in normally, let's again just convert this to smart filters, and if I come down under sharpen, what you normally would do in the past is you'd use something like sharpen or unsharp mask, a very common one for designers, an unsharp mask. The trouble with doing that though is if I use sharpen, I'm sharpening pixels on the background as well that are meant to be blurry, and I don't get a great control over it. So I'm going to, let's just undo that sharpen. What we've added now is the ability, this new sharpen in here, called Smart Sharpen. It's got to be better because it's smart. But I'm going to open up Smart Sharpen, and I'll do this to the extreme. I'll push it way up so that you can see it on the projector. Yeah, I don't think you're getting there. So I'm going to push it too far so that you can see what's happening. If I push this amount up, Photoshop is now, push it way up. Well, that's way too far. Sorry, let's pull that back down a little bit. Oh, okay. Can you start to see? I don't know if you can on the projector. It's a little bit hard for you to see up there. I'll tell you what's happening though. That on here, I don't know if you start to see that it's really starting to sharpen up their face. I've gone too far, by the way. This is too far. But to give you an idea, I've started to sharpen up the face, but I have no artifacts on the blurred area at all. Photoshop is now clever enough to look around the image, to look at the different areas of it and to sharpen the areas that should be sharpened and not sharpen the areas that shouldn't be sharpened. So I don't get that, you know, in the past if you over sharpen you get that really horrible artifact on the sort of the plain areas. So this Smart Sharpen now, you know, play with it on your machine. The only other option I can think of is that we all get up one by one and walk past my computer and have a look at the screen. But that's probably going to take us an hour. Just believe me that on the screen it looks much clearer. Okay, so that's Smart Sharpen. It's sort of pretty cool. You know, let me step back a little bit just so you can see what I was doing. So there it is there. All I'm using, there's a few options for getting rid of objects in something. We've added things like, you know, the spot healing brush, the healing brush tool. We've had these for ages, these ones. But now we've got these ones here like patch tool and content aware move tool, which is sort of really awesome. Have you seen this before? Have you seen this tool before? Yeah? Okay. So really pretty simple. You basically just choose your area. The cool thing about it, we've actually improved the algorithm quite a bit because what I can do now is when I use the patch tool up here, I can also do, oh sorry, I didn't even do content aware. It's heaps better when I do content aware. Let me do that again. Okay, this time, sorry, I wasn't even using content aware, that's probably why you weren't excited. Okay, so now when I move it across and, you know, pick somewhere that it sort of should sit, maybe there, and now I deselect, you should get much nicer area. But one thing that I wanted to show you is when you do this, we now have this adaptation level inside here from very strict, very loose, etc. So you can start to actually get a better, I already deselected. Let me step back. Okay, so if I do it to very loose, just to show you the differences between these, if I pull this across and do it on very loose, and deselect, I sort of get this nice sort of finish. If I step backwards, and this time do it on very strict, just to show you the opposite, if I drag this across and place it somewhere here and deselect, you can see it's not as clear, the edges aren't as good around here. But if you do it on the, you know, if you choose the right one, and it's not always very loose, sometimes you have to choose sort of somewhere in the middle, maybe medium, etc. You'll get a much better response for doing content aware fill. Okay. What do I want to do? Oh, okay. So now what I want to do is jump back in. How are we doing for time? We good? Cool. Okay. Okay, so what I want to do now is take you back in and show you some of the edge tools that I was talking about before. And the first of these, I just want to maybe show you just a couple of them, but more design-centric ones rather than the developer ones. And the ones that I want to show you, first of all, I want to show you Reflow and then show you Edge Animate. As I said before, Edge Reflow is the tool for creating responsive web pages for different devices. So let me show you an example first maybe. I wonder if I've got, let me just see if I've got a page up here